We're so happy to have you, and we're so excited about
Ooh,
what you're going to share with us today.
Okay. I think she kind of froze.
Me too.
Yeah, it's freezing. I'm sorry, Miss Nicole, we can't hear you. Oh, let me try to unmute you. I'm sorry. That's what might be the problem.
There we go.
There
No,
we
I
go.
think maybe I was having a little connectivity issue on my end, perhaps, but I can hear everyone. I think you can hear me. Great.
Thumbs up if you can hear Miss Nicole. Yes, good.
Oh, thank you, scientists. Oh, so helpful. That is so respectful and responsible, helping us figure out our technology together. Wonderful. Well, Mrs. Bailey, do you have anything else to do? Any other housekeeping at the top? Or should I jump right in?
You're welcome to jump right in. We're happy to have you. And
Perfect.
I just want to make sure our friends are sitting and listening and focused. See, some people that aren't in front of their device, if you're not in front of your device, we need you back here. We don't want you to miss anything.
Come on back in.
All
then
right.
do we get to be together until 9:45 or until 10?
Until 10.
Wonderful. All right, scientists, so that we can look at the same thing at the same time, I'll get ready to share my screen, and then we can take this very cool virtual field trip to the Nature Museum together. So let's check it out. Today, we're going to get to do a field trip all about monarchs. We're going to get to visit the museum a little bit, and we're going to get to explore some very cool butterfly bodies. The only thing we'll need during science is during our field trip, the only thing we'll need is whatever we have been using for writing. What have you all been writing with and writing on? Do you use a science notebook? You rocking a whiteboard? You can show me in the video.
Okay, so probably paper and pencil, boys and girls. You need your paper and pencil handy.
Perfect. Yep. All right, then I'll use my paper and pencil together too. Are you seeing my screen correctly? Perfect. So I know that you all have been doing some remote learning already.
I'm sorry, Miss Nicole.
Mrs. Bailey? Yeah.
It's like we can only see a quarter of your screen or like half the screen.
Oh, strange. I'm so sorry. A funny crop. Let me try again. That's going to be the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Okay, let's just do like this. That's okay. Great. Can you see, are you looking at that whole screen now?
Yes, it's very small, but we can see it.
Let me try again. I'm so sorry, team. Let's try again from the top. We'll make this its own tab. Now let me present my screen again so we can look at the same stuff. Let me try that. Perfect. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I'm actually not totally sure why it was being that way. Okay, so super speedy, I know, and I can already tell from the things you're doing and saying to one another that you're familiar with some of these norms for our work together when we're in our virtual classroom. So remember, we'll turn our cameras on if we're able to. That way we can show and share with each other. I love to use some non-verbal signals to tell each other and to show each other what we're thinking. So we can, of course, use like a thumbs up to say that we agree, or thumbs down to say we disagree, or sometimes I use same in American Sign Language. And so we can use our cameras to share because it would get very loud if we all tried to use our voices. If you want to share, just like you were in the beginning, you can let us know that you want to share by raising your hand. And then Mrs. Bailey, you can help me by calling on students too, and helping me with the unmute. And that way, just like we were if we were together in the museum, we'll be taking turns to speak. I bet that sounds really familiar to everybody here. Your normal expectations in class, right? Yeah, for sure. All right, team. So some of you already showed me we've been using paper and pencil. So I'm going to use paper, and marker because it'll make my drawing nice and visible for you in the camera. And so we can get ready to begin. So up first, we're just going to take a quick little miniature tour of the Nature Museum. So here I have a few pictures of the museum, and we'll take just a moment to observe these photos. All of these are from the Nature Museum, and then we'll do just a little bit of sharing. What do you notice in the pictures? What do you think about when you think about a museum? Take a moment. These are all from the museum. We'll take a mini tour. What do you notice in these photos? What do you notice? For now, any observations at all are perfectly okay. Tell me some of the things you're seeing.
Okay, guys, this is where you raise your hand if you want to share your answer with Miss Nicole. What do you notice in the picture? Is anyone brave enough to share their answer? You see any hands, Miss Nicole?
I don't think so.
Oh, I see a couple. Would you like for me to just pick some?
Yes, please. That's perfect.
All right, Jason, what do you notice?
I noticed there is like there's like a butterfly right here.
Wow, yeah.
But
Sorry, Jason.
Jason was noticing that butterfly. Absolutely. Good job. Maybe one or two more. This is just warming up our brain with a little tour.
Yeah, I see Miss Allison Reyes. Go ahead, unmute yourself, Allison. What do you notice?
What do you see?
I see a lot of kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So up in the left corner, we see a whole bunch of students are visiting a museum exhibit. What else do you notice? Let's do one more.
Yeah, I saw one more hand. Did I see your hand, Jakayla? There was someone on this page. Anyone else want to share? What do you notice?
Hi, Ms. Nicole. I'm not sure you could hear me earlier because he was muted, but I'm also working with Ms. Bailey and Ms. Jaramillo. And so we combined our classes together. I don't know, I would like some of my students to participate as well. Alan, what else do you see? What do you see?
Perfect.
Go ahead, Alan. Are you able to unmute yourself?
What's the name? Oh, there he is.
Alan?
Alan, there he is. Go ahead, unmute.
I see like an animal made out of like brick stuff.
Yeah. Very neat. So we see some animals in the picture. A lot of the animals that we're looking at here are no longer alive. So here, let me turn my laser pointer on and we can look. So I'm putting a little red dot up on the top pictures. This is a bison that's no longer alive. So maybe we could tell, we said it looked like it was built of bricks. So this animal, we're right, no longer alive. It is real. We're looking at real bison fur, but after it died, a scientist saved its body, preserved its body, so that these students like the ones in the picture and like us so that we could study them. Same with this picture on the top as well. These animals are also no longer alive, and scientists saved and preserved their bodies so that scientists just like us and students like us could look at them and learn. Ooh, good observation. Maybe our classes, we could take turns, one student from Spain. Perfect. All right, wonderful team. So today, like we said at the top, we're gonna get to talk all about butterflies. And in a little bit, we're gonna zoom in and talk about and focus on the monarch butterfly and its body. But I wondered if anyone wanted to share things they already know about butterflies. Can you help me understand what you already know about butterflies? You could tell me what they look like or when you've seen one. What do you know about butterflies?
Okay, I'm looking for hands. I think I see Alayla. What do you know about butterflies? Your hand should only be up if that's the question you're answering.
They can fly.
Oh, excellent. I'm curious. Would anyone else have known that? I bet. Very cool. Something else?
Okay, I'm looking for someone from Miss Jaramillo's class that I haven't heard from. Jose, unmute.
Tell us more.
Have two wings and have colors and she's wings.
Very cool. So we know the butterflies have these their wings work as two wings, and there'll be lots of colors and patterns on those wings. Ooh, fantastic. All right, team. It looks like I don't see lots of other eager hands. Maybe want to do one more.
Zanaya Lee, unmute.
They come as a caterpillar.
Oh, very cool. So caterpillars have something to do with that butterfly and maybe that where that butterfly begins. Very cool. I think that looks pretty good. That's a good overview of what we were thinking about for butterflies. So don't worry, there'll be lots of time for us to share later in the workshop, later in our field trip together. So even if I didn't call on you to unmute just now, we'll be able to show and share in the camera, and we'll be able to use our silent signals together too. Let's keep exploring butterflies. So up next, I put a few pictures of butterflies that are common in Illinois, so they could be easily found right here where we live. Let's take a moment to check them out. I see lots of patterns like Jose was sharing. I see some different sizes and shapes. We notice those wings. I'm curious, are any of these butterflies familiar? Can you give me a thumbs up? Do you think you've ever seen any of these butterflies before? Can we do a little vote? I'm gonna do thumb to the side. I think maybe. Can you do a little vote for me? Have you seen these butterflies before? We can do straight thumbs up means yes, definitely. I think I've seen these butterflies. Thumb in the middle, oh, maybe. And then you can do thumbs down for I don't think so. And then I'll look around at your video tiles. Oh, yep, some people saying yes, definitely. I've seen these butterflies. Very cool. Some people saying no or maybe. Ooh, awesome, awesome. Now that we get to look at a few butterflies, does someone want to share a few more observations before we zoom into monarch? What do you notice about these common Illinois butterflies? What do you notice about these common Illinois butterflies?
Okay, I see Jose's hand again. Jose, unmute.
The butterflies drink nectar like the bees.
Oh, so making a different kind of connection, but yeah, thinking about butterfly food. It's got something to do with that sweet nectar, just like it does for bees. Good connection. Anyone else want to tell me about what they notice about these butterflies?
Any more brave
Anyone
people?
new? Anyone new? I would love to hear lots of science voices. That will help our class be the best class it can be.
Well, I see Jose's hand again. Go ahead, Jose. What do you notice?
Are the wings of the butterflies are different colors and sizes.
Yeah,
Like that.
I agree. The butterflies on this screen, these are just 8 butterflies, but all of them are looking pretty different. I see some orange color, I see some beautiful blue colors, some gorgeous black and brown colors. I even see some green. It's a lot of colors and patterns going on those wings. Excellent, excellent. All right, team. Let's begin thinking about our butterfly of focus for today. Sure enough, we're going to get to study butterfly bodies. And so I have a few pictures on the screen of butterfly bodies, and you can see these pictures were taken really pretty close, and I tried to make them really pretty big on our screen too. So we'll get to study these images of butterfly body parts together. And we'll start making some observations of these bodies. So we can do some noticing of these butterfly body parts together. Really nice and zoomed in. So let's take just a few moments. I can use my pointer. Maybe I can even point to some items we're looking at together. So I bet you noticed the wings we talked about. Monarch wing is this beautiful orange and black. Oh, and look, the wing looks like it's in 2 parts on each side. Very cool. So 4 wings total, and the butterfly uses them, those 2 wings on each side together. Check this out. The middle part of the butterfly's body almost looks fuzzy. That's interesting. All right, team. Let's make some observations together. So in the beginning, we said that some of the things at the museum were real, right? Those students were looking at that bison. It was real, but it was no longer alive. So when we're studying butterflies today, we're going to get to look at pictures from both real images of live butterfly and some very cool images we took of preserved butterflies. So we can see over here where my pointer is on the left, on the gray background, this is a picture of a live butterfly that we took for science. And on the right here, on the white background, this is a picture we took of a preserved monarch butterfly specimen. So scientists saved these monarch butterflies so that we could look at their bodies up close, because it would be really hard, even with a very good camera, to look at the underside of butterfly while it was alive. It would be hard to look really closely at butterfly. If we were all together trying to observe butterfly in person, it might just fly away. So sometimes studying from a preserved specimen, like what we're doing a little bit today, helps us check out some really cool science and really interesting animals together. So we have the specimen here on the right. Up here where my dot is, we're looking at the back of butterfly's body. And down here on the bottom, we're looking at the underside of butterfly's body. Very interesting. Let's put it all together. We're going to learn about butterfly bodies together, and we're going to use a very important but a very simple science tool, which is recording our observations. So we're going to set up our page so that we can draw what we notice about butterfly's body. So we can set up our page in 2 ways. We're going to make 4 places to draw. So we can fold our page if it's loose. So we can fold it hamburger style and then hot dog style. If our page is loose, let's set it up so that we can have 4 places to draw. Miss Bailey, do you want to pin My video?
Yes, I was
Are you referring to?
trying.
Oh,
I
perfect.
think I have
I'm
us
not sure if I
both
can.
pinned, but I
Oh, I think so.
trying.
I think
There we
so. I see that little icon.
nope. That's not what I'm trying to do. There we go.
So we'll set up our page. If it's loose, you can fold it, which I think is very fun. If it's not loose, if it's in a notebook, page is just for us. So you're going to set up your page with what makes sense with your supplies. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So we can fold if our page is loose, or we can mark an X. This paper is for you. So set it up, be responsible, set it up based on what you've got going on. Oh, yep, I can see scientists showing me in the video. Excellent, excellent. Perfect. Oh, those look good. All right, team. Now we're gonna record some of what we've noticed right on our paper. This will be our artifact. It'll be kind of like a miniature book page that we can use to tell other people about what we learned on our field trip together. So now that we have our page set up, we're gonna start drawing this butterfly from our pictures. So we studied a few images of this adult butterfly already, and now we're gonna work together to draw what we see. This is the part where I love to use the camera to do some showing and sharing together. So let's start drawing our butterfly as a team. Let's work together. How should I begin drawing my butterfly? How would you start on what you see? What should we draw first? Let's see. Anyone feel brave? What shape or part should we begin with?
Anyone want to raise your hand? I see, oh, Camilla. I hope I'm saying it right. Unmute yourself.
I think we should start with the stick.
We should start with the stick. Yeah, really neat. I wonder, Camilla, are you talking about the middle part of the body? That stick-like part in the center? I think that's a perfect place to start. Let's start by drawing what we see in the middle of Butterfly's body. So I see, you're right, I see a space that looks a little bit like a stick. So it's kind of long and thin. So I'm gonna start by drawing it like this. This is what mine looks like so far. I agree. I think it looks kind of like a stick. And then I actually, when I look closely at that body, I can see some other details too. I see the head of the body, and then I see that fuzzy middle part, and then I see a long, even thinner part at the bottom. So I'm going to divide my stick part into these 3 pieces or segments, I think. I think that's really very accurate of us. Butterfly is a type of insect, and so if we're being scientific, we could say that butterfly has a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. When you're finished with the stick part of butterfly body, you could show and share in the camera. I think that's a good description of how we began, that stick part in the middle. Anyone want to show and share what they've got? Very cool. Yep, I can see those segments, kind of thin stick body. Can I see a few others? I can see some scientists wiggling their pencil, looking at the screen. Oh yeah, doing some showing and sharing. Awesome. All right, let's keep going. Are we finished drawing butterfly body? We have the stick, the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Are we done? No way. Not even close. What should we draw next? What should we add to our drawing next? We're not done by drawing just the stick. Tell me more.
The wings.
Ooh, what do you all think? Should we add the wings? Yeah, for sure. All right, team. So we noticed that butterfly has wings on both sides. And when we were looking closely, we saw that the wings actually have two parts, a forewing and a hind wing. And they're the same on both sides. So let's do our best to draw in our wings next. So I'm going to try to draw my wings. Just doing the best I can. I call this kind of drawing thinking with my pencil. So even if my drawing isn't perfect, that's okay. We're drawing what we notice to really help us focus. Okay, these are what my wings look like. And then when you're finished, you want to show and share in the camera? How did your wings turn out? We can make them as symmetrical as we can. Jamal, is that a hand? Are you all able to unmute yourself? Oh, there you go.
I wanted to share. I made the wings like you said.
Awesome, awesome.
Like this.
Yeah, in this picture, they're kind of down, aren't they? Good close looking. Good close looking, thanks. All right, team, let's keep going. We have a few more body parts to add. I noticed at the top of this animal's body, there's a few more parts. We can draw those thin antennae at the top. We can draw those thin antennae. So right at the top of the head, we can draw antenna and to make it as accurate as possible. Anything else you notice? I added these antennae. In this photo and in our specimen photo, I can see something interesting underneath this animal's body. What's going on over here where the little red dot is? What are those? Let's see, do we see any hands?
Layla, on mute.
What do you think those little skinny pieces are?
I don't know what are those, but when you blow them, then one of them is attached from the thing, and they blow.
So we're not totally sure what they are, but we can tell that they're attached. Ooh, that's a good description. They're attached to butterfly's body. So those little skinny black lines are butterfly legs. So butterfly doesn't have strong, thick legs like we do. Butterfly has these very thin legs. Let's draw some legs on our butterfly body. Just thin little legs. They really just look like a black line. Okay. Oh, yep, I can see some scientists know what I'm going to ask you to do, and they're showing their drawing. Excellent. Okay, so our butterfly has head, thorax, abdomen. It has 4 wings. It has antenna. It has legs. We're going to add one more butterfly body part, which is big butterfly eyes. We'll add big butterfly eyes to our picture. Excellent. If we had eyes like butterfly, our eyes would be as big as our head. They would take up our whole head onto our forehead. They're huge. They're huge. All right, wonderful team. Any other butterfly body parts that you noticed when we are studying our images or other ideas to add final details? All right, team. Up next, we're going to think about how we could add some more details to our drawing. We can always use words to add more scientific detail to our drawing. So in our notebook, in our page, we could add some labels. So we won't have time to write in all of the words, but if you want to pick one word to add a label to your drawing, we can. There's one word that we haven't used yet. This word that starts with a P, proboscis. This is butterfly's sipping mouth part. So if you want to add a little straw-like mouth part to your drawing and label it proboscis, we can. I think I'm going to label the antenna on my picture. I think I'm just going to add that label. We could always, after class today, we could always add color and pattern and more labels to our drawings. All right, team, so we're finished with this part of our observation of butterfly. Got lots of really great details. We know we can add labels to give more detail. Up next, we're going to think a little bit more about this butterfly body. So today we started by looking at butterfly bodies. We started by looking at some adult butterfly bodies, but we're going to also think about how butterfly bodies grow and change. Because already at the beginning of class, you all told me that butterflies start as caterpillar. So our butterfly friend, the monarch, doesn't always look like this, like our adult butterfly. So we're going to continue to investigate and study these really cool butterfly body parts by looking at some more images together, and we'll keep building our book together to learn more about how this butterfly's body grows and changes. So up first, we're going to make some more observations, and we're going to begin with egg. Check it out. Oh, I see some of you are making gestures at the camera. I wonder what you're thinking. You'll have to share. So up first, we're going to notice and observe egg. So here, remember, we have some real pictures from real life. And then on the right, I'm pointing at the specimen again. And so I'm pointing to a teeny tiny egg. It's about as big as the period at the end of a sentence in a book. And so that egg is really, really small. And this egg is actually a model. So this one isn't real, but we made it to look just like a real monarch butterfly egg. All right, let's add egg to our notebook next. Let's add egg to our notebook next. So maybe I'll draw zoomed in a little bit too, so that I can study it. So I think I'm going to start by drawing that leaf in the background. And then it's really just a dot, I guess. I'm just going to draw my dot. Does anyone else want to tell me about their observations of egg? What do you notice when we look at these images here? Any new scientists? What do you notice when you're looking at the egg?
If you want to share your answer, you have to raise your hand. I'm looking for hands. I see Jose.
We got some zoomed in pictures, a model. What do you notice?
butterfly, it's so tiny and white.
Yeah, this looks totally different than the adult butterfly. It's tiny, it's so small, and it's white. All right, I'm going to use the color word white to describe the egg. I think that's a good color word, Jose. Yeah, so what's going on here? It looks so different. Tell me more. Oh, I can see some scientists are looking at the screen and then looking down at their notebook. I can tell they're participating. Way to go. Anything else you notice about egg? Kyle, is that a hand? Would you share?
Oh, I'm sorry. What's the name, Miss Nicole?
I'm wondering if Kyle has their hand up, but maybe not.
Kyle. Are you brave enough
Maybe
to
you'll
share,
share anyway?
Kyle? I can't find Kyle. There. All right, Kyle, go ahead, unmute.
I was looking at the egg. I saw her.
Oh, he
Will
was
you
just
tell me
looking.
one thing you notice about it? I'm glad you're looking closely. Anything at all?
It's so tiny.
It's so tiny. It's so tiny. And that really is my finger in the picture. So I have normal adult sized hands. It's really little. Ooh, good comparison. Thanks, Kyle. Way to go, way to go. In the bottom picture, we can see it zoomed in a little bit, right? Maybe can we describe its shape really quick and then we can do some showing in the camera? How would you describe its shape? Or you want to finger draw it in the air for me? How would you draw its shape? Can you show me in the camera? How would you draw its shape? What shape did you use? Did you use a square? No, I hope not. Did you use a triangle? No. Yeah, I see. We drew sort of a oval. All right, team, let's do a little showing in the camera. Can I see what you've got? So I drew one up close and one kind of far away. So you can look at each other's images. You can look at mine. Let's see what you've got for egg. So I used the color word. I drew one real size and one zoomed in. Can you show me what you have? Oh, thanks. Awesome. Yeah, on that very green leaf. Very cool. So sure enough, we're gonna continue to check out these images together and add them to our page, to our book. We know that butterfly's body doesn't look the same its whole life, right? We just looked at the adult butterfly and then we looked at the egg and they look very different. So let's keep studying butterfly bodies to see what's going on. Next, sure enough, you all said at the beginning, you know part of butterfly life is it's a caterpillar. So here, again, we have pictures of caterpillar from real life and some cool images we took of them, of the specimens from the museum. So this picture in the middle is actually a real caterpillar, but it's no longer alive and it got saved in a little disc plastic so that it would last a very, very long time. All right, let's make our observations of this new phase of butterfly life, the larva or the caterpillar phase of monarch butterfly life. Looks so different from that just tiny white oval, right? What do we notice now? Tell me more about its body.
I see the caterpillar has colors in she's body. What?
I see some colors too. I see some colors too. I see those stripes. else? It's not just white anymore.
Anyone else want to share? Raise your hand.
Is that Romeo? Do you want to share? Is that a hand?
Some caterpillars can be green or the same color right now.
Other things about caterpillars?
What do you want to share,
Romeo, did you
Romeo?
want to share?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you notice? Color or shape?
Color shape.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
Hey, Romeo.
What do you know? What do you notice?
Yes, Miss Gerson.
Notice anything?
Yes.
Look at the picture. Look at the picture.
I see it.
What about it? What would you like to say about
It's a caterpillar.
it? Okay, good, good. What else do you notice about its shape?
No come out. That's D. That don't come.
Okay. What do you notice about its color? What do you notice about its color, Romeo?
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you, Romeo.
All right, so we know it looks very different. We notice it has some colors. I notice it has these, this sort of reminds me of antenna, these thin black pieces, but they're at the front and the back. That's very interesting. Maybe we could add some color words. I noticed some white and some yellow and some black. And I even noticed some funny sort of stubby legs. They're not thin and black like the adult butterfly legs. All right, team, I think I feel pretty good about my caterpillar drawing. Can we do some showing and sharing? This is what mine looks like so far. I could definitely add some more labels, but good noticing. It looks very different than in that adult butterfly. Can you all show me what you've got? What does your caterpillar look like so far? All right. Well, sure enough, we are not done checking out the changes of the monarch butterfly body. The monarch butterfly will not be a caterpillar forever. Next, we'll get to look at the next phase of its life cycle. This is maybe my favorite part. We'll get to look at this. What happens after butterfly is in its caterpillar phase. Up next, its whole body changes. I know some of you are making a surprised face. Totally, it's so surprising. Up next, it will turn into something we call a pupa in metamorphosis, or in butterfly, we call it a chrysalis. Check it out. What do you notice about this part of butterfly, this phase? What do you notice about the body? Let's do some drawing and noticing about the chrysalis.
The thing, the caterpillar it's green. Next, be brown.
So Now we're looking at something that's kind of green. Do we want to volunteer a few scientists to share?
Remember to raise your hand if you want to say anything.
Yep, I'm looking for
What do you
hands.
see? Oh, I see. Alan's hand went up. Okay, Alan, go ahead. Unmute yourself. What do you see?
There,
That picture.
I see like a big green thing where the late what's it called? That's when the caterpillar turns into a butterfly. And
Oh,
it's like
so
a couple weeks.
this has something to do with the change that's coming. This is where it goes from. Someone else want to tell me? Oh, Alan, thanks for volunteering to share. I'm so glad to hear from a couple scientists. Someone else want to tell me something they notice?
What do you notice, Jason? I see you showing your picture, but what do you notice?
I noticed that it has like a little thing that's hanging to a leaf.
Oh, fantastic connection. I see this little black stem, sort of. Oh, right. I'll add that to my picture, Jason. So I have a green kind of oval, and then I have a little black stem or kind of stalk. What else do you notice about this chrysalis? Anything else to share? And then we'll get to put it all together with my favorite part of our field trip.
I'm looking for hands. Jose is very brave. Anyone else besides Jose? Go ahead, Jose.
I know. Next, this be brown and come the butterfly.
Oh, so you agree? Who just told us that? Was it Alan who just said that after this, we think this might change a little bit more, and then it's the adult butterfly? I hear some agreement.
Anyone besides Layla want to share? Go ahead and unmute Layla.
It can be brown with a little bit yellow, and it turns into a butterfly with a cut on it, and then it goes upside down, and it turns into a butterfly.
Oh, very cool. I heard you sharing some other things that you know. We think that the caterpillar does something upside down. And you mentioned a really cool color word that I don't have on here yet. I noticed some really beautiful yellow. You were using that color word, yellow, to describe this chrysalis. Very interesting. But I don't see any legs. I don't see any stripes. I don't see any tentacles. I don't see any antenna. So the body looks so different. But this chrysalis is still a living thing. This is still our butterfly animal. Its body has just grown and changed. Next, we'll get to put all of our discoveries, all of our observations from pictures together a little bit for the next part. So up next, sure enough, we can see it in our book. We know that after our chrysalis will emerge our butterfly again. And so our page even shows us each part that it's a bit of a circle. After our chrysalis, we're back to our adult butterfly that we observed already. My favorite part of the workshop is towards the end here, where we're gonna get, now that we added our observations and our close looking to our book, we're going to get to watch a very cool video where we'll get to see the monarch butterfly go through metamorphosis in real life. So we'll
Okay.
get to watch a very cool
You wanna
video. And we can add more details to our page along the way. So in this video, there's no talking. The Nature Museum made this video on its own. So I'll do a little bit of narrating to share along the way. So up first, just like from our book, we see the egg. I want to pause because that part's too cool. It goes too fast. So right now at the edge of we're looking at the egg and we're zoomed in times 150. And that thing that you see on the edge there, that piece of copper looking material, that is a penny. So this egg is so tiny. Okay, let's keep watching. We can see some of these ridges, and we can even begin to see this teeny tiny caterpillar moving and developing, growing inside the egg. So we're zoomed in now, and we see our caterpillar has hatched from its egg. And the first thing it's going to do is to start to get food. And the very first thing it will eat is actually its egg. Check it out. You can totally tell it's taking some bites of that egg. And this is still on that leaf. And it is so small when it first emerges. But its body is going to keep growing and changing. Here it is 2 weeks later. This is in real time. The caterpillar is just eating from this common milkweed. And so we can see it's eating so fast. Here's our first hatched caterpillar, the little one, and then the caterpillar 2 weeks later. It grows so fast. Look how small it is, and then much larger. And sure enough, like in our picture, we know next caterpillar's body is going to grow and change, and we'll see it in its chrysalis phase. So one of you mentioned that we know that this happens upside down. You're right. So our caterpillar, when its body is ready to grow and change, and it's ready to turn to this chrysalis, it goes, in nature, it would go onto a stick or onto a leaf. Here it's in a butterfly house because we did this in the museum. And it uses some of its legs to anchor itself. And it uses this little sticky pad that we call a cremaster to anchor itself upside down in this J shape. And now check it out. Under the striped outer cuticle, I see that green of the chrysalis. So we're watching the same animal the whole time. It's still a living thing. It's alive, it's growing, it's changing. And its body has completely transformed. And so it's going to start to break off dry cuticle, that striped cuticle that looks like the caterpillar. And underneath, its body is now totally different. We can see that those tentacles, those little black antenna-like pieces are all crinkled up and dry and wrinkly. And it's kind of shrugging this cuticle off. I don't know. I think it's so cool. And then this will take it a little bit of time. And then it's going to totally anchor itself. Remember, we noticed that little, I think it was Jason who said we noticed that little stem, that little cremaster of the chrysalis. So that's how it's going to hold itself up. And it's going to get this cuticle all the way to the top. And then it's going to do a little wiggle to shake off that cuticle to move that material off of its body. And so look, underneath, the body looks very different. It's a different shape. I don't see any more of those stubby legs. I don't see the same color of stripes. So it's completely changed, but right, we watched it the whole time. It's the same animal. This entire time we get to observe. Ooh, we could add some more details to our page too if we want. So here it's doing its little chrysalis wiggle. So it's alive, it can still move. And it's getting that cuticle off now. It's getting that dry skin material off and it's anchoring itself with that little stem. Now we can see the stem. And then it will stay like this. It will take it a few more hours and then it will have the shape that we recognize. We'll get to fast forward here. Now it has that chrysalis shape that we're used to seeing. And then 2 weeks later, we can keep watching along the 2 weeks. We'll get to watch this chrysalis continue to grow and change. So here I can see the pattern of the wing inside. So its body has changed. Those stubby legs grew into long legs. The wing pattern developed. Those antennas developed. Those big butterfly eyes. It's very cool proboscis. And now watch when the butterfly emerges. It looks very dark and green right now, but what we're actually seeing is the butterfly body changing. Because check it out. When the adult butterfly emerges, we can see that the chrysalis, the outer chrysalis material is just pretty clear. So we were seeing inside changes happening that whole time. The wings are really wrinkly. The abdomen is really thick and kind of chubby. And sure enough, butterfly is gonna move its, we call it hemolymph, it's butterfly blood and fluid out into its wings to straighten them out so that it can fly. So now we can see those skinny legs, the abdomen thinner as it moves that fluid, that liquid out into the veins of its wings. So cool. Its wings will straighten and they will dry. And then after a few minutes, it will be ready to take flight. So here it is. Look how skinny the abdomen is now and how flat and straight those wings are. Isn't that so cool? And now we can see a good picture of those skinny, skinny legs. And then we'll get one close view. This is a great view of that proboscis, that sipping mouth part and the antenna. I don't know. And then butterfly decides to do a little leg kick. I don't know why, just for fun. And now, sure enough, 30 minutes later, those wings are dry and straight, and that butterfly can visit a flower to feed. So cool. This is definitely my favorite video that we have at the museum, and I love being able to share it. I added a few ideas to my chart, to my paper based on what I saw. We'll get ready to wrap up here in just a moment, and maybe I will stop sharing my screen so that I can see you all a little bit better. We can do another moment of sharing, and then we'll get ready to say goodbye so that you all can look at them again afterwards as well. All right, scientists, does anyone want to share about what they added to their page or what they noticed in the video now that we got to look at the whole life cycle together in that video? And then we'll get ready to go. What did you notice when we were observing butterfly body in that video? Any last things to share? Or anyone wants to show me their image?
There was like a little egg, and then where the egg was getting out of his own egg, he was getting hungry. He was eating his egg, and then he was getting bigger and bigger.
For sure, for sure. It's such an amazing transformation. Jamal, is that a hand? Do you want to share one more thing and then we'll get ready to say goodbye? Go ahead. And everyone, you can show.
That
share
thing
the
was
video.
huge.
The
That
caterpillar is,
That
yeah,
butterfly was huge.
it gets so big from that tiny egg.
That
That
thing
would
is
be
so
like,
huge.
Jamal, that would be like if you grew from being, it would be like if you grew from being a baby and then 2 weeks later, you were almost the size of a bus. That's how much caterpillar grows. You're right. It's really big. It's so big. All right, wonderful team. Can I take a peek at what you've got on your page? And then I'll get ready to dismiss you to your teachers and we'll say goodbye. I hope you'll add some more labels and colors. Oh, those look so good. Thanks for thinking about the monarch butterfly and its really cool body and metamorphosis with me. It was good to meet you. I'm going to get ready to say goodbye, but you'll listen to the instructions from your teachers next. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Nicole. Thank you.
Bye, scientists. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Nicole, boys and girls, I'm going to unmute you. And on the count of 3, we're going to tell Miss Nicole, thank you for coming out to us. Okay, go ahead, unmute yourself. And on the
Thank
count
you for having
of 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Miss Nicole.
Thank you.
All right, my students, it's time for you to go ahead and head to your special. Miss Jaramillo students, you can wait for instructions from her.
You
Bye, boys
guys
and
can
girls.
go to specials, váyanse especiales. Ya a las 12:15, especiales y 12:15. Váyanse especiales.
See you after lunch, boys and girls. Bye-bye. Thanks again, Miss Nicole. We learned so much.
Thank you, Ms. Nicole.
Bye, bye, bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Go to specials, Camila, Jose, go to specials. We'll see you a las 12:15.
Miss Bailey.
Yes,
Bye.
Jason.
I didn't know how to go to my special.
I'll put it at the top of our stream, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and end our meeting, but I'll put it at the top of our Google Classroom, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll see you after lunch.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you later, Eva. See you later, Alayla. After lunch, go to your special right now.